See, some people are still joining in. Okay, cool. So Azure Security is just the central point for managing alerts or like looking at your security posture in terms of mitigating risk, being up to date, or having your workload set up with according to Microsoft security benchmark. So security by design. So in the sense that irrespective of what you are building in the cloud, Microsoft makes sure that your environment is well up to date. Your environment is measures up to the best level of Microsoft based on the SIX framework. So the SIX framework is just a security standard within the IT sector on how to have applications or have your technology, mostly the cloud technologies to be running, and that's based on networking, compute, storage, data transmission, and migration paradigms, and data governance. So today, I'll give an introduction to the secure score. So to understand what is secure score, basically the secure score is the score Azure Security Center gives to your environment. So if you go on Azure Security, it gives you a score, and and this secure score is an indication of your environment in line with the benchmark. So as you can see in the instance, the secure score is 57%. So the higher your secure score is, means your environment is up to standard. It measures up to Microsoft standards. So the score you would like to have is like 100%. And in this instance, we have a 57% score. And the remainder of the percentage shows that the 34 out of the 60 points, that measuring points, needs to be improved. And Microsoft shows you this in form of a recommendation within Azure Security Center. Yeah. So the central feature in the Security Center that enables you to achieve those scores is secure score. So the more your score is higher, percentage-wise, the better for your overall output or overall Azure Azure environment workload running in Azure in relation to the Azure to Microsoft benchmark. So recommendations. So if you want to improve the scores, you need to look at the recommendations. So within Azure Security Control environment, and this recommendation is just basically uh, a recommendation. Sorry, guys, my throat is itchy. It's basically a recommendation from Microsoft to tell you, okay, say for instance, a visual machine needs an upgrade, or a storage you're using is outdated, or you have a container image that is coming from an unregulated registry. So you need to change it and improve on that. And so the recommendations are grouped into security controls. And each control is a logical group of related security recommendation reflects your vulnerable attack surfaces. So within this recommendation, the risk factors are given in form of high, low, or medium. So the higher scores, somebody's raising his hand up. Let's see. She didn't mark. Hi, how you doing?
I just want to confirm. Do you have water with you? I think you need water by your side, please.
Yes.
Okay.
If somebody is calling or someone want to join in on WhatsApp, or hello? Okay, let's proceed. So I have my WhatsApp here, so if somebody message or pick up. So basically, the recommendations are ranges from uh, high, medium, and low. So your focal point is on the high priority setup, and this high priority are mostly something crucial, and it needs to be remediated. It needs to be worked on because your environment, that high point pose higher risk to your workload ecosystem. So you need to improve on that. So we can look in the next slide how the secure score is being calculated, how Microsoft calculated. So basically, you can see from Azure recommendation there are different control points. So one of the control points is like a secure management points, and the maximum score is 8. The score is plus 1%. So current score 7.52%. So basically, it means that this remaining percentile point, so 0.48%, needs to be improved on to achieve the maximum score. If you look at the control points in script data in transit with a green check mark, it means that the points, there's nothing to improve on this, to improve in this point. So your current score is 4, and then the maximum score is 4. So it means in terms of Microsoft benchmark, your SIS benchmark, security benchmark, you're up to date in this point. Likewise, apply data classification and also enable Azure Defender. So the rest of the scores needs to be improved on. And sorry, and then basically the more you improve these points, the better, the more this percentage changes. So it gets higher. That means that the higher the percentage point goes, the more you're in a server side with your workload and environment. So for instance, we have an example score for a control here. So Microsoft says, okay, the Azure Defender for SQL should be enabled on your SQL servers. A vulnerable assessment solution should be enabled on your virtual machines. So maximum score for this is 6, and then current score is 0.86. So really, it's really behind. So if you want to improve, means you need to improve a lot with the 5.14 points, and it further shows you which areas. So 30 out of 35 resources needs this vulnerability remediation. And when you click on this, then it gives you the list of the resources that needs this remediation. Of which then you can now work on based on using this recommendation. So in this example, to remediate vulnerability security control. So number one, this control group multiple recommendations related to discovering and resolving known vulnerabilities. So in terms of vulnerability, that could be ranked in terms of, okay, if your resource is already affected or is going to be affected. So kind of a mitigation capabilities on how to mitigate that event will happen, or the vulnerability or that resource point, target point will be affected. So the earlier when you work on the remediation based on the recommendation, the better. And so basically, another way on how to interpret this is like on how to calculate the score. So the understanding your score points. So the secure score for a single security control is like the maximum score, okay, given, and divided by the healthy plus unhealthy. So the resources, times healthy. So each individual security control contributes towards the security score. Each resource affected by the recommendation within the control contributes towards the control current score. And the current score for each control is a measure of the status of the resources within the control parameters. So like what I showed you earlier, if you pick that up, say in plus 9%, so plus 9% from this recommendation, okay, and against the unhealthy. So the unhealthy is the red part, the green is the healthy. So at this point, the remaining sides needs improvement on. And that's the basic thing. So when you remediate 75 resources, which is unhealthy, and in there you already have 4 resources that is healthy, and then to improve your point wise, this has to be remediated to reach to these total points given. So when you're multiplying the 0.0769 times 4 gives you 0.31% point. And that's basically how to Microsoft calculates the secure score given in your resource. So similar secure score single subscription. So in a subscription point for a subscription, so it's again the current score for all controls divided by maximum scores for all controls times 100. So this is basically about in an organization, it's often that you're using one or two subscriptions or 3 or 4 subscriptions. So Secure Score, the Azure Security Center gives this score based on all those subscriptions. So when you drill deeper, you could see that all these points, managed control points, relates to different subscriptions. And the more you dig deeper in it, the more you can now target in terms of the resource. So if you target the resource in question, you will now map it through to the which resource group and then to which subscription is this resource group residing on. So we could see the secure score for multiple subscriptions. So in the case you have a multiple subscriptions, so you can now select subscription score times the subscription weight divided by weight for all subscriptions times 100. So when calculating the combined score for multiple subscriptions, Security Center includes the weight for each subscription. And the relative weights for your subscription are determined by the Security Center based on factors such as the number of resources, okay? The current score for each subscription is calculated in the same way as for a single subscription, but then the weight is applied as shown in the equation. So when viewing multiple subscriptions, Secure Score evaluates all resources within all enabled policies and groups their combined impact in each security control maximum score. So yeah, so as you can see, there are 2 subscriptions here. So Contoso Hotels, and the other one is AAC demo subscription. So you could see the individual scores. The overall score given is for 2 subscriptions. So probably if there are like only 1 subscription, the score will not be the same. So 40% overall score, this score is for these 2 subscriptions, and individually you could see how that played out. So Contoso 26%, so 12 resources needs to be improved. And then for ASD demo, 29 resources out of 60 resources have to be improved. So means that for subscription ASD demo, they need they're in better position in terms of, so like remember, the higher the score, the better than the Contoso hotels with the overall posture of their resource based on the CIS Microsoft benchmark. So we're going to look at which recommendations are included in the secure score calculations. So Microsoft applies only inbuilt recommendations, which has impacts. Often, Microsoft come up with new scores, recommendation scores, and often they're in preview mode. So it means that when you go through Security Center, you could see different scores there, but then some scores are in preview mode. So how to improve your score? So in general, to improve your score is to remediate the recommendation. So give actions based on the recommendation given. So remediate the issues based on Microsoft recommendations. So to improve your secure score, remediate security recommendations from your recommendation list. You can remediate each recommendation manually for each resource or by using the fix option when available to resolve an issue on multiple resources quickly. For more information, you can click on this and then remediation recommendation. Alternatively, another way is to improve your score and to ensure your users don't create resources that negatively impact your score is to configure the enforce and deny option on relevant recommendations. So basically, how to remediate the issues is like, so one way is to use the fix button, so fix option. For those recommendations, Microsoft can fix for you. And manually, you can now use for instance, the enforce and deny options, and then creating like policy. So in my area of work, I do security tasks. So I use like a policy, I build policies around, say, a resource group who can do what, for instance, if developer wants to create a sandbox or visual machine, I build policies around, okay, which size of virtual machine should be used for containers, which container image is allowed for him to use. So when he's going to pick up resources, that will be based on the policies put in place. And basically, that's the presentation for today. I made something quickly, and I don't know if any of you have used security center before or do things in security area. Hi guys. Hello guys.
Hello. So even though my name is Bukola, even though I use Microsoft Azure, I've not been going to the security center. I've just started to ponder over it as we are in this meeting.
So what do you guys normally use then?
So our VMs and web servers.
Oh, go ahead.
Our VMs and web servers are on Azure. So I just practically manage it a little bit. We access the VMs, do one or two things and all of that, do provisioning and all of that. But I've not been going to the security center to check the security score of our platform. But I think from now on, I will start to do that and get going with it.
Okay. So basically, someone asked a question or paying is security center enabled automatically in Azure? Yes, it's there, but it needs there are some, to an extent, I can show you. part of it, you have to, from some future, I don't know if you guys are seeing this now. Okay, I will switch my screen. So this is my trial subscription within Azure. So this is my subscription, Visual Studio Enterprise NPM. As you can see, there are limits. If you have like workloads, it will show here. This is actual recommendation. Some if you want to get like someone is joining in. If you want to get like, for instance, these recommendations or to see your posture, you need to go like have like a paid subscription. So what I have is paid. I don't have yet a running application uses for training purposes. So if I have, say, a resource, it will show here with the recommendation. Another thing you need to pay for is like for Azure Defender. So some security recommendation, you will get security control on it from Azure Security Center, but some things you need to pay for it. Within Security Center, you also have the regulatory compliance, and this is the secure score, and this is the regulatory compliance. So Azure Defender kind of works basically within the Security Center paradigm, and likewise the firewall management. So yes, Power Automatic is there. If you are already, say you have like a pay-as-you-go subscription, yes, it will be there. If you have like a free version, probably it will be there, but I've not checked that out. So I think it might be there to an extent, but then for those resources that is not free, for those points that is not free, you will have to use your remaining subscription points to activate it. So basically, yeah. Another person with a question?
Yeah, so thank you, CJ.
Yeah.
So I've got a question. What license level do you require to be able to fully access the complete features of Azure Security Center?
So yeah, interesting question. So for instance, in my company, we're using EA, Enterprise Agreements, and that comes with a service level agreement with Microsoft. Our interface, we have more granular abilities, which is not available to say you're using CSP license or using pay as you go. So if you are using pay as you go, you will get most of the features or most of the abilities within Azure Security Center. For instance, in my company, we have granularity on Azure Defender, also on regulatory compliance. In my posture, I don't have, in my setup here, I don't have regulatory compliance. So regulatory compliance, what it does, it maps your environment against the industry in which your company is, in terms of 6 criteria. So the 6 criteria is this security standard used by in the technology world to map your posture against the standard set aside. And actually, the Security Center is built on that. So if you have a CSP license, a subscription, EA, Enterprise Agreement subscription, definitely you will have the full capabilities. For pay as you go, you will have most of the things, but not everything. But then if you want to have it, you have to pay for it. So for instance, in the EA license, we have a dedicated what we call TSCM, where if there's an issue we can just send direct ticket to Microsoft, or Microsoft have a dedicated person who does what we call remediation and vulnerability scanning, monthly vulnerability scanning for us, and that's automated. So it scans through all our access resources for us and give us a score and then do some updating and patch ups, say for instance, VM patch ups and stuff for us on the background. And then each month I get the email and sees it, and then I say, okay, and then I check it through. So if we do have the EA license, enterprise agreement, probably that feature of sending email or telling us about a remediation done by Microsoft for us, we might not be getting it. I don't know if
Yes, thank you, CJ. You answered the question, and then what you just mentioned now about your enterprise agreement being a possible reason for why Microsoft automatically notifies you guys about the remediation brought a question to mind, which is it possible to set up notifications that is without um, an automated Microsoft alert that comes with an EA? So say maybe you're on a pay-as-you-go license, or maybe an E1 license, and then you have access to the security center. Is it possible for you to set up automated alerts such that when you say maybe go past a certain threshold, or if your score reduces past a certain mark, you automatically get notified for a potential risk within your architecture?
I think it's possible. So normally, for instance, I have this automation run books on extension. So I have extension installed, say, on a visual machine that can give me alerts. So I think you can do it, but in form of, say, you have like a web hooks, or you have like a extension mechanism built on top of the resources. So it will be on the resources. Say for instance, if I go to a visual machine, each resource shows you its security posture individually, which you can capture from the resources itself. And overall, Security Center also gives you that recommendation or issues as well in a generic way. So yes, I think there's a possibility for that. Tunde is raising his hand. Tunde Adebayo.
Yes, good evening, sir. I'm so happy to be here. Well,
Welcome.
I have to explain myself. I have to go straight to the point. Actually, I'm a starter in Microsoft Azure, so I might not be at the level of others who are probably proficient in Microsoft Azure, but I have a keen interest to build a career in this. So how do I start? Do you have a weekly forum where you organize a training for beginners where someone, because I'm actually a telecommunication engineer, so, and I believe there's a way Microsoft Azure can be incorporated into telecommunication network solutions. So that's my question.
Okay. So in telecom, what is your role actually?
Yes, I'm actually I work more on the transmission aspect of telecom, transmission, then the node aspects. I work as an LTE engineer, that is a 4G engineer. I also function as a 3G engineer, and also the transmission parts of telecommunication. Those are the areas in which I'm an expert.
So basically, I mean, yeah, for Azure, I think for a newcomer with an interest in the cloud, basically, I would recommend Azure Administrator. So Azure Administrator is like, it gives you kind of overall generic knowledge within Azure ecosystem.
Okay.
So
Okay.
seeing it from, so like you have seen, Microsoft certification are role-based certifications.
Okay. I have the voucher. I have the voucher for AZ 900, if I'm correct. But I've not started preparing for the exam. I have AZ 900 as a voucher, so it's just for me to prepare myself based on the required curriculum. I don't know if you have a group of newcomers into Azure that are at the same level with me, where we can read and study together.
Well, I will ask David. I mean, David, David Okoye, I work with him as well in the community. We have we run the Azure Security Hangout, so different meet of community. And lately, we've been hosting certification preparation, say for instance. So today, there's one on Azure Expert, Azure Architect Expert. Last week was an Azure Administration. Fundamentals, I don't know if he has done it, but I will ask him. But normally, the fundamentals is basically self-study. So which something you can, when I took the fundamentals 2 years ago, so I studied for it for like 2 days and I passed for the exam.
Is
So
fundamental called is AZ 900 fundamentals or associates?
it's a fundamental level. So you have the fundamental is like a preamble. Then you have the associates and then you have the expert.
Which one is AZ 400?
It's an expert, so the DevOps.
Okay.
So
DevOps. Okay.
that's the DevOps. So Microsoft also have newer certifications now, like the AZ 700 Azure Network Associate. So the expert certifications are like AZ 400, AZ 303, AZ 304. So for the
So which one will you recommend I start with?
You have to, yeah, so you're on the right path. So you're starting with AZ 900 Azure Fundamentals, and then after that, I advise you go for the AZ 104.
Okay.
And then try out also AZ 700. That is purely on network, Azure Network. So that's why. So your certification should be relevant to your job.
Okay.
So you're into networking, so telecom.
Yeah.
So network.
Yes.
Yeah. So what you need key is you should take the AZ 700, but first take the AZ 104. So the Azure Administrator, which is generic, but then it gives a lot of hands-on from ranging from compute, networking, storage, policies.
Let me send you my email. Probably you can send some the hierarchy.
Sure. Yeah.
So I'll send my email on the group.
No problem. Yeah. Femi Akins. Hi Femi, how you doing? Hello Femi.
Hello.
Hi Femi.
Can you hear me now?
Yes. Yeah.
Good evening. I said I want to appreciate you people for a wonderful job you are doing, especially for those of us that are just coming newly into this forum. Actually, I want to ask, you said you people have done something concerning the Azure administration or administrator, maybe
last week. That was last 2 weeks. Yeah.
Okay, because I just got into the Azure Nigerian community over the weekend. So I don't know, is it possible for me to get a link, maybe a YouTube video link,
Yeah,
where I can
it was posted on YouTube, so I would let me look for the link now. The group.
Yeah.
Let me see where it was posted.
Okay, and please, one other question.
Yeah.
Okay. Basically, everything I know about Azure is self-taught, and actually I've done the AZ900 and the AZ104. Actually, I made use of this Duffy Scott video tutorial to prepare myself for it.
Scott
But
Duffy,
I don't. Yes. So what I'm asking is, I don't know. Is there any way I can be a part of any side project, or maybe there is any link for me to just, go through and prepare myself or check my knowledge, so that at least maybe a practical hands-on regarding projects. So I don't know how you people can be of help concerning that area.
So in terms of training with labs, right?
Yes, and even maybe any side, I don't mind being a part of it.
Basically, yeah, like the question is, you need to have like a subscription where you can have direct access to to get the hands on. I don't know if you already used the free voucher.
Just said, I have a personal account.
Okay. Okay.
What I'm saying is, I've done most of those hand-on that comes with the Scott Duffy class and even from the Microsoft lane. But I know there is more to it in the workplace. You understand it? So all I'm trying to say is that you can get any side project to be a part of, at least for me to be fully confident that, okay, this thing, I don't just think I know it, but I truly am. So that's just my question.
Yeah, I think there's often a lot. Like for instance, there's often like challenges where you could join groups and create things. Microsoft also via GitHub as well, so you could like do contribute, but it's more on you contributing unless of you take it. So, but I would if you send me email or if something comes up, then I'll let you know. So I totally understand what you mean, but all those things are often not always available, So it's always based on let's say for instance in the workplace, if you are working in the cloud, each engineer, anybody working in the cloud who has a free Azure subscription where he practice things, try things out, So every organization have that. So the company I work, I also have that. So if I want to learn anything, what I often use is I use the Microsoft MCT portal and get like models from Microsoft and then train myself. Another thing it could be handy for you is use Azure Learning. So first, Tunde, this is the training you're talking about. I was talking about. It was live streamed.
Okay, sir.
On 12th June. So this is it. I'll share the link.
Okay. Can you just probably you can just forward the link to my email? I already posted my email on the chat, on the group chat.
Okay, I'll do that later.
So I can watch that.
Exactly. Yeah. So this is Azure learning parts. So say for instance you want to prepare for an exam. The exam comes with a learning part with it, and that is within it are all models. So you have these are all models. Say you want to do like Azure fundamentals, you need to follow this model, which takes like about 6 minutes. So this is like beginner level learning parts, and it covers different areas for you. And if you complete this, then you are ready to pass the exam or Azure fundamental level.
Okay. So how long can I if I dedicate maybe like 5 hours preparation in a day, for how long can I use to prepare for the exams with a dedication of 5 hours a day study time?
5 hours is quite a lot.
Okay.
So yeah, that's a really serious study. So I think, well, I mean, the question is, which exam are you talking about? You want to, so if say,
You say I should start with AZ 900, right?
yeah, it's a 900. Yeah. So like for me, when I took AZ 900 2 years ago, I prepared only for 2 days. Why?
Okay.
Because I'm already working in the cloud for 4 years.
Okay,
prior
you're
to
already
that,
in the system
in the system. Yeah.
okay. So how can I get into the system before writing the exams? Opportunities, or probably you have a group where we can, like somebody just said now that he wants to be involved in a real life solution, right? A real life problem, Azure problems where he can apply what he has learned. So if I can join that, at least it's also trigger it can equally hasten my preparation for the exams.
Yeah, I mean, it boils down to chances. Say, for instance, most organizations, they have like a traineeship available, or that can give you a chance
Freelance, just
or
a freelance.
freelancing. Yeah.
Yes, it can be for, like, I can do it for as long as 1 year or 2 years to have my certifications before I get an opportunity. It's not as if I'm searching for job. It's just to change
So
my direction.
so basically, in that sense, what you need to do is do like GitHub contributions. Say, for instance, if GitHub contribution, Microsoft have like is like an open environment. You can contribute like a quick template. So this is open environment, and it's all about template to be used within Azure. There's also, for instance, template you can contribute on Azure Administrator area. So, and that gives you kind of so what you're trying to achieve here is to build to get people to notice you, to market yourself. So when you do that, then you can now uh, couple it up with a certification. So basically, a certification is a proof that you have an experience in something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So certification is to show, is to validate your knowledge in something. So it means you already have a knowledge of something, and to show the world that you have knowledge in Azure Administrator, you prove it with a certificate, passing the certification. I don't know if you understand what I mean.
Yes, I understand. I understand you quite all right. I
Yeah.
perfectly understand you.
So for instance, you could, if you say you want something you can contribute on as a freelancer, all these people, these are built by Microsoft and also external. So like 38 contributors, 49 contributors. A lot of them are not working for Microsoft. They just want to participate in this forum, and also to share knowledge and to learn something. And this is basically how you could achieve what you want. So yeah, basically, if you say you are in for instance, you're basically in Nigeria, right?
Yes.
Yeah, often in Netherlands we all have we have more of communities where you could do things for free, and they can pay you so marginally for like in form of a social initiative within Azure and stuff like that. So like I know companies here, you could participate in an event, or share knowledge, or do a project together, and then you get paid for it, or you get a remuneration for that. Yeah. So basically, if you, for instance, if you like pass one of Azure certification, for instance, and then you can go for the Microsoft Certified Trainer certification. You could have benefit. So I'm an MCT, so I get benefit like I get course models from Microsoft.
Okay.
I get a free voucher to do, say, free voucher of 50% cost deduction to do other certification.
Okay.
And also get periodically access to winning Azure portal, Azure credits,
Okay.
to build things and to try things out. Yeah.
Yes.
So I don't know if I answered your question. Let me see.
Yeah, sure. You've done that. Thank you very much.
No worries. Yeah.
Sorry. Good evening.
Yeah. Good evening. How are you doing?
I'm fine. So
welcome.
This is Joseph from Azure, Nigeria. Thank you for putting up such a wonderful session. Please, I just have a very simple question. What does it take to become a Microsoft certified trainer?
So basically, you need to do training for like a year, so 12 months, and then you get this kind of how to say assessment on that, and then you can now apply for it. So you apply to some you apply to an individual. So an individual need to nominate you for that, combined with you showing teaching skills. So it's more about the teaching skills and less on the technical. So you need to prove in any way that you have already taught a class, online or physical, it doesn't matter, for 12 months in the past. And that person have to, that person goes to ask MCT portal, MCT Connect portal, and he has to nominate you for it. MCT Central, yeah. So I will show you the criteria. This is my certification portal. Yeah, the MCC Central portal. So this is the portal you use often. So here you can get a coursework. Also, for Tunde, say if you're a MCT, there are Microsoft often post job opportunities, teaching opportunities where you can teach and get paid for it. So I will show you what it takes to be an MCT. So kind of how to become an MCT. A trend. Okay, let me use Microsoft page. So, okay, you see. So to become Microsoft Virtual requirement to become, so you need entry requirements, possess a current Microsoft certification or qualification eligible for MCT program. So the most important part is on this one. You need to demonstrate instructional skills verified by one of the following institutions. So complete tier, essential educate trainer. So these are like teaching institutions, and you have to show or provide reference supporting at least 1 year of his instructional experience. So for me, I didn't go through this part. This is the part I followed. So I was able to prove with a reference that I've already taught for 1 year in the past. So, like I said, it's about this criteria is about teaching skills. It has nothing to do with if I it has nothing to do with technical skills. So like the ability to impart knowledge and to communicate and to take questions and to impart knowledge. That's what's being measured. And then that's combined with being able to pass one of the accreditable exams from Microsoft. I don't know if you understand what I mean. Tunde, I'll send better. Let me send you my number. You can add me on WhatsApp. I couldn't find your email, Tunde, to send you the YouTube. Probably I could put it here. Okay, cool. And I'll email it to you now. I'll stop sharing. So I don't know if there's another question. Somebody have a question? Anybody has a question or something?
Okay, I think I came in late. Is it lecture kind of over? The lecture on the security?
Yes, I can share this. I can upload this slide here. Yeah, we're just talking around and stuff. Data bio.
Okay.
So how are you doing today?
I'm good. I'm doing fine. And you?
Good. So you're working on Azure already, or?
Yeah, I'm working on Azure. I'm like a DevOps engineer.
Okay.
Yeah, hello. Yeah, my question is that do you have like any place where I can probably practice some questions on the AZ900? Because I'm about to like write the exam then before I sit for the 104.
You can use WizLab or exam topics.
Okay, is that like a site for that?
Yeah, I'll show you exam topics. So it's really handy to use for preparing for exam topics. You can see this is some topic, and you can say you search for AZ900. It shows, well, you guys are not seeing this. Oh, let me just share my screen. So this is the website, exam topics, and so first let me go to the home, and then you search for AZ900. So this is AZ900. So this is what you study this, and you say like a couple of days before you take the exam question. So what this does, it helps you, it gives you sample questions,
Okay.
similar to what of the same level to what you were expecting the exam, and then you see people who give their opinions about the question. That way you will learn from what is the right answer and what is not the right answer. But then some of the answers given are say for this question might not be correct. So, but then when you click on the discussion forum, people now will debate the answer given. And that's why it's helpful. Say, for instance, this one, the answer says is B, and the correct answer is B. Often, when you click on discussion forum, you can get people who say B is not the answer, and they give reason why B is not the answer. And then based on that, the answer becomes A. I don't know if you understand what I mean. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
sure.
so it's really handy, and this is completely free. Exam topic is completely free. There's another one called Wiz Labs. You have to pay for this one. And this one is like you have to buy. You need to pay per exam. So what I mean by you pay per exam, say AZ 500. You can pay like 10 euros. So let's say
Okay.
500. 10 euros or any amount. Let me see how much that is. So it gives you this like, okay, it gives you it's a complete package. It gives you the tutorial online course,
Okay.
practice test questions. So you get 280 questions you can play around with, and a practice exam.
Yes, I have a question, sir.
Yeah, for 15
The
euro,
exam.
95.
Yes.
Mhm.
Sorry. The exams. I am aware the number of exams per question in the exams itself is about 65 questions, if I'm right. For the dumps we are to use, how many dumps are we to use?
Well, Microsoft exams are not more than 60 questions. So I took exam last 2 weeks. Yeah, last two Sunday, Azure AZ303, and I got, I think, 57, 48 questions. But then the dumps are always can be up to 300 questions or 190 questions. So for instance, let's say AZ900, you have here 230 questions.
Okay.
But Microsoft exam is not more than 50 questions. That's the maximum.
Okay.
And the exam, you have to do it within 150 minutes. So, yeah, more than 2 hours. And that includes the time to read the question, to get the instructions, and also to review the question, and then yeah. So
yes.
that's
What? Go ahead.
So that's basically how the Microsoft exam is modeled. In the past, you get these labs where you get this sandbox fired up, and for you to create things or build things. But since COVID last year, Microsoft took it out of the exams. So what you get is drag and drop questions, multiple questions, multiple answer questions, yeah, and options where you need to pick up options from a pool of category. Yeah, and you get the result. You get when you literally just click submit, you're done with the exam. You get the result whether you pass or not, and you get a pass mark. And the next within 48 hours, you get the the uh, the uh, the badge,
Okay.
and then Microsoft partner with Acclaim. And Acclaim, you create an account at Acclaim, and Acclaim uh, uh, validates your badge, and then you can post it to LinkedIn for people to verify that truly you pass shares on. Yeah.
So
Then
can
one
we
more
have the
thing.
link for that Acclaim?
Yes.
One more thing. The another question is the voucher itself. is it 100% base voucher like AZ900? Is it 100% voucher? Or because like Juniper, the last exam I wrote with them, that was about I think 75% payments. So we have to pay 25%. Is Azure is it 900 or some Azure voucher like that?
Well, before Microsoft gives 100% vouchers, free voucher, but since I think since last year, there's nothing like 100% vouchers. You get only 50%. So these are my badges within Acclaim. So and these are my badges. So say let me go to my exam dashboard. Microsoft doesn't give full voucher dashboard, but you can take off of Microsoft announce new exams and you get like they call it beta exams, and there you pay nothing for it, but then they will give you a time range when you have to pass this exam, when you have to sit and pass for this exam. It's often short period of time.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is I took AZ200 for last 2 weeks, and this is my exam portal. And I have next month I need to do the August 5th, I need to do AZ200. So so basically the exam is just basically if you could pay for one and pass, say, the administrator level or expert level, automatically you will get a voucher from Microsoft when you become an MCT. So my MCT, one of the benefits is that you get a voucher from Microsoft. Say I have a 70% voucher from Microsoft to do the next exam. Say, for instance, I need to show, let me try to reschedule this and I'll show you to not take me to a place. So you can see here exam discounts. I can have discounts. So this exam I'm gonna take next month, or the one I took last week, it comes from this voucher. I don't know if you can see these discounts. So you can see exam discounts, 75%.
Okay.
And that's coming from my MCT because I'm an MCT. And I have the 50%. So you can see, okay, you can see it now. It's often disappears quickly because you cannot just see it. I click to reschedule, so that's why I know this. So you guys already saw it. Let me see if I can go back. So you get with MC, if you're an MCT, you get a free voucher, 75%. So I have 75% voucher. So if I want to take another exam, Microsoft already covered the 75% of the amount, and I pay the remaining percentage.
Okay.
And if you say you attend, you can see these vouchers are coming from Microsoft Certified Trail because I'm a Microsoft Certified. So if I want to do another, I click on it, and then it takes me to which exam I want to take, and then that 75% applies automatically, and the balance I have to pay it.
Okay.
Yeah. So I don't know. I need to also post WizLab, but WizLab you need to pay for it. So the exam topic is only the practice exams, but
So
WizLab.
what's the difference
sorry,
between
please.
the WizLab and sorry to interrupt you.
WizLab is like WizLab in the past started as an exam done, but then they later started adding these services. They give you the lab, the full lecture, 7 hours. It's a lecture, and you also get a pool of questions, and then a practice question.
It covers the amount you pay, right?
Yeah, this amount is for all these.
Is it monthly or just?
Huh?
Is it monthly subscription or just?
No, it's not monthly. This is just this 15 €0.95 is only for this
For that
exam.
exam. Okay. Okay.
You can
Okay,
use
please, can you kindly forward that those
yeah. Sure.
link to my email? Because I'm at work, so I have to report, give my boss reports
Right.
now. So I have to leave now, please.
Your exam, your this thing bounced back. Tunde did by your
Let me resend the email.
send it.
Let me resend it.
What is it?
Address is correct. If you can check, it's not.
It's very poor.
It's all the lower.
I couldn't hear you well.
The email address is correct. It's all in lower case. But let me send it to your WhatsApp. I already
Oh,
message you
you
on
say
WhatsApp.
you say it's correct. Okay, let me send it to my WhatsApp.
So I'm going to send it to your WhatsApp.
Okay. Yeah, I'll send it to your WhatsApp then. Okay.
Yes, your WhatsApp.
Well, yeah, that's it, guys, for me. If you have any question anytime, you can ask me or send me a WhatsApp message. I hope you have a nice evening.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Take
Thank
care,
you.
ciao.
I'll send it to your WhatsApp. I'll send it in your WhatsApp.
No problem. Cool. Okay. Okay, take care,
I already
guys.
sent it. That.
I'll look into it. Bye.
All right. Bye.
Ciao, guys. Yeah.
They are all in lower cases. All in lower cases. It's a correct message. Okay, thank you very much. I'll check it. I have to leave now.